6. Man Toga, SRS runway, auto thrust is loose. 80 knots, thrust set. 5500. 31. Rotate.
Hello, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Finally, we get to go live again. Apologize right out of the gate, y'all, for yesterday. I wanted to have this stream going yesterday, but something came up and just couldn't make it happen. Everybody's okay, everyone's fine for now, so I appreciate all the thoughts and prayers that sent me messages. Appreciate you. Everything's good right now, so we're going to continue to rock on here on the V1 channel. This stream I've been wanting to do, so I was actually extra bummed that we didn't get to do it yesterday because we haven't been down to Pasto, Colombia in quite some time. That's where we're going today. We're taking the flybywire A320 Neo, which we also haven't flown in like almost 2 months. So it's been long overdue. I figured let's give it a shot and let's have a nice, wonderful flight. Now, the plus side, which I did mention in the Discord, is now that we're starting at 5 p.m., we might actually get a juicy sunset style type of arrival. If you've never seen me fly into Pasto, or if you've never flown into Pasto before, you are in for a treat. It is one of my favorite top 5 airports to fly into on the sim. It's basically an aircraft carrier in Innsbruck. If Innsbruck was an aircraft carrier that you landed on, that would be Antonio Nariño Airport. So, appreciate y'all in here. Thank you for joining. Matt K, Kyle Lewis, Crazy Flyer, Tim K, Jeff L, AG, Exempt is here, Harish, A Nick, Tim K, John Seifert, A Ron, the Irish lad is up late himself. Good to see you, Mysterious Mr. T, Chaos in the house. Chaos, I was trying to scramble read what you posted. I only read like the first 2 lines, so I forgot what you posted. There's been a lot of changes, I know. I saw something about being imported, and that was about as far as I got. But you know the drill, Chaos. I was elected to lead, not to read. Zippy Zapple, good to see you as well. Hayden J. Robbins is here. Speedbird's in chat. Farmer Joe 97, David Isaac, and many more. Tower at Ray is here. Good to see you, Tower at Ray. 119.1. Good to see y'all. Welcome in, welcome in. Now, there is a payware scenery for SKCC, which where we're departing. I did not pick it up, and it turns out that the jetway does not move here because I guess it's a default jetway. So we'll just pretend that our passengers are going to airload. Maybe we can use stairs. I don't think we can use stairs, but it's fine. It's fine. Here's the other good thing. Depending on depending on how this flight goes, depending on how I'm feeling, how everyone's doing in the house, I might do a late night members only stream. It'll be Duke and Chill, Turbine Duke and Chill after the stream, members only, depending what time we finish up here tonight. It'd probably be a short flight. I have a special juicy livery that Whiskey Throttle was so generous to make for me, so we might do that at the end of this stream. So if you remember, hang around. I'll try to put a link up if I already made the thumbnail for it. So I just want to make sure I have the time and everything can do it. So let's get this show on the road, shall we? Fubar, glad you caught the notification. Yeah, man, I'm glad you did too. I wasn't sure how it was going to work out because the way I scheduled it in YouTube, and then I moved it to private, and then because I didn't like cancel the stream according to YouTube. I made it non-visible, and then when I made it visible again, I don't know if anybody's going to get the alert or the notification or not. So if you are here, I do appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me this afternoon, this Tuesday evening. I thank you for inviting me into your office, your computer space, your room, your living room, whatever it may be. So it's already a late night here, says Fragtality. Fragtality, you're gonna have to stay up late, my man. Bomb Tech's in the house. Good to see you as well. And another good thing about this stream, y'all, is we get the Boris sound pack again. So we all love the Dukes. I've been flying the Duke as much as I can. Absolutely love it. But here we are, more Boris sound pack. Same guy who did the Dukes. So I haven't flown this airplane in a while. Let's see how it works out. I've already uploaded our sim brief, so let's go right from the gate. We actually haven't flown an Airbus in a while on this channel, so I got to go ahead and slow down. We'll do everything as we can here by the book. Now you'll see a little bit of ghosting here on my overhead. I believe that is due to I don't have ground power. I believe that is due to that's interesting. Do I have to connect ground power now? Frame gen. I have to call a ground power unit now? Oh, I don't think we can. We actually have to call a ground power over. Is that what's working? Chaos. That was posted. Okay, well, I guess you have to call for ground power now. We're draining our batteries. We'll be fine. Stand by. Well, I don't know. I called it Chaos. Let's see. He brought it over. I don't think the jetway's working or whatever's happening with the jetway. I don't know. Something's funky. Let's see if this guy brings ground power. If not, we'll do an... Oh, look at that, chat. Boom. Ground powered up. Hey. We are good to go. All right. Thank you, Chaos. Chaos is probably pulling out any hair he has left. What's the hardest landing you've ever done? The hardest landing I've ever done? Well, there's a couple of them that come to mind. 321, 17 left in DFW is a new higher FO. That one's pretty firm. Atlanta landing 27 left as well. Pretty firm 321 landing there. When I was a new captain, 321 into Pensacola, that was pretty firm. I will say this, though. The hardest landing I've ever experienced was not my own doing, so I know I can do worse, you know. Although sim update 15 on Inabuild 320. Oh, what's happening with? Yeah, no update yet. Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, I'm so jacked with the Dukes and everything. It'll be here when it'll be here. So I really don't get too beat up about waiting for things to release anymore, sim update wise. But yeah. All right. As a real Airbus pilot, how does the fly-by-wire handle compare to the Fenix and INI? Well, I haven't flown the INI, Harry, so I can't comment on that. As far as comparing to the Fenix and the fly-by-wire, when we talk in normal operation, takeoff, touchdown, landing, they're pretty comparable. Now, the Neo in real life is easier to land than the CEO. That is true. The Neo, the easiest way I could describe it is in real life, it feels more floaty. It feels a little bit smoother. There's a slightly different rotation law. There's some more like augmented rudder stuff that you have on the Neos, at least we do, help with crosswind landing. So the Neo is much more, well, I don't say much. The Neo is, in my opinion, it feels more assisted. when you take off and land in the Neo, in the real airplane. And I think the fly-by-wire does a pretty decent job at accomplishing that. Now, I haven't flown it in like 2 months, so maybe ask me that question at the end of the stream and we can reassess. But out of the gate, man, as a real Airbus pilot, I don't come here and sit here and fly either airplane and think this is just way not realistic. I mean, it's realistic enough on a desktop sim that I thoroughly enjoy flying both of these aircraft. Pre-takeoff, like, check. Thank you, John. Appreciate you, man. All right, let's finish our overhead flow, y'all. Let's go cruise supply, ground control, CVR test. Boop. We'll get our ADIRs 1, 2, and 3. One thing I didn't do, Chad, is I didn't do the pre-departure P here before stream. I might have to do that. We'll go ahead and we'll leave the seatbelts off, arm the emergency exit lights. Got our fuel tank pumps. Everything looks good. Fire test. Fire test 2. APU fire. Beautiful. All done. Up the right-hand side. Everything looks good. Like I said, that ghosting, I think, is due to the frame generation. That's what I was trying to say before I got rudely interrupted myself. Let's go ahead and do an init request on this one. We'll come over here. We'll get some ATIS weather. We'll print it off. Love the cockpit, man. Cockpit looking fresh. Cockpit is looking fresh. Not ATIS. I want weather request, please. Let's just take... we got Cali, Colombia as an alternate. Let's go ahead and see what both of them are doing. Departure and arrival. Good. Oh, I already answered that one. I realized when I flew the 320 Neo NKS sim, the trim seems to try to level off at 10 degrees on takeoff. You have to tug a bit harder on the stick. Interesting, DFW spotter. Very interesting. You got? Are you? Did you post in the Discord? I think there's someone in the Discord that got to fly a Spirit sim. That's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. I know Spirit does it. I know JetBlue does it. I wish I could have flown a level D sim when I was, well, I don't know if you're a kid, but I didn't get to fly a level D sim until I got, well, that's not true. I flew one level D sim before I was an airline pilot. I got to fly a 757 simulator because Allegiant was doing a 757 training, and I knew the instructor. Anyway, let's see. 360 at 1.3 for a departure. Few clouds. Pasto 350 at 4. Beautiful. Ooh, patchy fog at 300. We might have to make sure that we've got our alternate fuel on board, y'all. Let's go ahead and print those suckers out. Let's go back to here. Flight plan now. One thing that I do love about this, see, I tried calling the default jet bridge over. It didn't come over, so whatever. Let's go to the, I love how snappy this is. We're going to depart 3-4, I think. What is our SIDS? We're on the Calcutta, and we filed the Tora 2 off of 3-4. Okay, so the Torat 2 Alpha departure will pin you off of 3-4. That doesn't make sense, does it? Oh yeah, it does. Slight right turn, and then an arc. Ooh boy, out to Torat. Fly over. Let's see, Mr. Fly-by-wire. We're going to see how she handles this R&P arc here, this situation. So we'll go ahead and load everything up in the box, and then we'll worry about the boarding of the passengers. We'll go 3-4. We're on the Tora 2 Alpha, I believe is what we said. Tora 2 Alpha, correct. Tora 2 Alpha. We'll insert you, and then that's in the box correctly. Let's go to plan mode, constraint, magic barrel ref while I'm looking at it. And let's step through this again here. So let's go flight plan key, and yeah, right turn, intercept. Ooh, out to the arc, out to Torat. That's in the box beautifully. Look at that beautiful depiction there, just as it should be. We'll have terrain on ND for this departure if it works. I don't know if it works. After Torat, we're Ubum, so we'll go ahead and clear the disco. Scroll through here, going down to Pasto. I don't believe there's any arrival that, let me check here. Pasto's a weird one. So the taxi chart, let's pin that. We know we're going to need it. We want to land on 02 at Pasto. Approaches are all RNAVs. We're not doing that. So we might do the ILS Zulu and circle, chat. That's what we might do. ILS Zulu and circle to land. As far as stars, there's only one. That's what it was. I knew there was something funny. There's only one star, and basically takes you Pakex to Mare, which I don't even think we need. Because if we unstar that, we look at the approach, ILS Zulu 20, pin it, we can load this off of Mercaderes VOR. So we're going to just node no star, and we're going to do ILS Zulu, circle to land 02. We want to take it all the way out from Mike Echo Romeo. So let's load that in. SKPS arrival. Localizer 20. I guess that's all it's got. Localizer 20 doesn't have an ILS. All right, localizer 20. Oh, that's because I selected 2. No star. Approach via Mecadetis with no star. No star. Let me select. How do I select no star? Okay, I just not select it. Insert. So, looking Torat all the way down, CLO, Isopa, yada yada, right there. And it actually loaded it right into the arrival. Right there, boom. From Ankis to Mur, it's in the box, chat. Beautiful. A beautiful arrival loaded up here via the fly-by-wire, or flight plan rather. Secondary is not modeled, cool. Diffs rip, so man, it's been a long time since I've flown an Airbus. COC, we will hard tune that on my side. So CUC is hard tuned on nav1. Let's see, nothing there. Prague, I'm gonna put SKCC in there. Perf data, we'll come back to you. And NIT-B, we'll come back to you. Everything else is done. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the boarding requested. So, I think all I do now is go to here, make sure it's automatically loaded, which it is. We're gonna request fueling first, and everything has been preloaded when you hit initialize. So, all we have to do is request the refueling truck.
Refueling truck is on its way.
And they're going to show up and they're going to do their stuff. We're going to go.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives.
Let me get back in the chat here.
It's
heads down, trying to get us cranking. All right. What do we got? We got gifted memberships already. What do we got? Rastik. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. Appreciate you. If you picked up a membership from Rastik, make sure you say thank you. Very kind of you, sir. And then we also have 5 gifted from Agent the Batu. Gifted 5 memberships. So I appreciate both of you. Thank you very much. Appreciate the support. If you pick up a membership from either one of those fine folks, make sure you do say thank you. Mind your manners here on the V1 channel, because V1 Nation, best nation, and it's going to be a fun one. And I'm really, really hoping we can do a Duke stream, Turbine Duke stream tonight. We shall see, though. Members only. Thank you all. Jeremy Harvey in the house, good to see you as well. Jeremy, always a pleasure to have you on the stream. Ghost watching you today because my allergies. Oh, man. Jeremy, dude, let me tell you, man, my allergies in Georgia this spring have been the worst I think I've ever had. So I feel your pain, man. I hope you can get some meds, maybe some Flonase or Zyrtec or something, and feel better, man. That's just lay low and chill out, man. I feel for anybody that has like serious allergy stuff, because it really can really put you on your, just put you out of the game. So Jeremy, hope you feel better, man. Mr. Martini says, I have the house to myself. Turn the engine startup sounds. Oh, Mr. Martini, we will go maximum sound for the startup. What do you guys think? Should we do outside and then inside? Or should we just do straight inside? I love the inside too. The outside is, I don't know. We can do, what if we do inside for number 1 and outside for number 2? Does that sound like a plan? What do you use for V-speeds? As soon as it's loaded up, I will click the V-speed and it should populate. Unless it's been changed, and Kay is going to yell at me for that because I forget how to do it. But let's see. Speaking of, I don't see any messages from Chaos saying that I've screwed it up. You might want that for the flight. Oh, yeah. You know what? I probably should have launched SimBridge, Chaos. But SimBridge has caused me to have errors before. I had, well, I say that. I had one crash to desktop many moons ago, and it linked SimBridge. So I said, I'm done with you. Never again tried it again. So it's probably fine, but fool me once, okay, but you're not going to fool me twice. It's my motto. We're going to see and avoid the terrain, hopefully. Unless we're flying in patchy fog, then we might have issues, Chaos. All right. Please use the refueling system or not, because it's automatically... Oh, look at that. It's already starting to pump gas, y'all. Gosh, I love it. Now, can I call stairs to the airplane? Will that mess it up, Chaos? I'm curious if I call stairs right now. Will that mess anything up? I'm not going to do it until I hear from you. Because since the jetway won't move, I wonder if I can just call stairs, air stairs. Greetings from Europe. Evil War. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm irked at FS 2020. Nothing like going through an hour of pre-flight. VA options have... Fubar. Okay. I'm hearing people having crashes. I know Vodka had a crash the last stream we did. What airplane are you in? And are you running anything in the background that is linking hardware? For instance, like... what's the program? I know XP uses it where you can like link your EFB to show your McDo. But I've had multiple people that I've talked to tell me that when they use that program that links their McDo to an external source, it causes crashes. I haven't experienced it personally, but I know of 2 for sure, and a third person thinks it might be what's causing it. Phoenix, GSX, and Salt Lake City. Man, I don't know. Phoenix has been, knock on wood, pretty stable for me. That sucks, man. I feel for you. I've luckily, knock on wood, now watch our stream crash. If this stream crashes, I'm going to blame FooBar. But we've been pretty fortunate in terms of stability. But yeah, man, that's never a good one, man. Real Calgary, good to see you. No, not FSUIPC. I do run that in the background. But that also causes issues with my, the overlay, you know. Let's see, Chaos, if we can call stairs. Operate stairs? Let's see if we can get stairs to show up. And then we'll start the Yapu. I don't know if stairs are going to come up because it's supposed to be a gate. I don't think so. Let's go ahead and fire up the APU, though, because we're going to start boarding here very soon. So we'll fire up the APU primer. What happened last night? Are people okay? Yeah, Zippy. Hey, Zippy, good to see you, man. Yes, appreciate your support. Thanks for asking. Everyone is okay right now. It's just been a crazy week, man. Starting all the way back from my son's, like, third-degree burns on his hands. And then just a bunch of things have happened, man. So we might get into it tonight on a After Dark members-only stream. But everyone is good right now. We're A-okay, so I appreciate you, Zippy. Hope you're doing well yourself, man. What happens when vis below minimum on a Cat 2? Well, it depends, Ian. Did it drop below visibility when you were before the final approach fix? Because then you can continue. If it's inside of the, or I'm sorry, if it's before the final approach fix, you have to go around. If it drops below inside the final approach fix, you can continue to fly the approach. But you can bet there's going to be a Fed on the other end asking you what the visibility was, and you better know what it was. Thomas Garcia, greetings from PSA Dispatch. Good to see you, man. Claritin and Sudafed have been a lifesavers. Jeremy, I hear that, man. God, I love that sound, too. All right, so after the APU is started up, we'll do a 3-minute warm-up on that. Constraint mode is on. Magic Barrel ref key. We do have our mini FCU working. Fantastic. We'll set our top altitude of flight level 320. 320 is set. And fueling is doing fueling things. 11.4. How much fuel do we need? Let's double check here. On board, yeah, we lead 11.9, so should be right around 12,000 pounds. He should be done here momentarily. And then we'll be boarding with air conditioning. Everything will be good. Adam Trash, thanks for the $2 super chat, man. Appreciate you. I really enjoyed your Duke streams. Hey, man, more Duke streams to come, dude. The goal tonight, y'all, 2 streams every day until Friday. After Friday, we're going into a period of darkness, y'all. Little minor announcement. Our house is scheduled to be sold, and we're scheduled to close on the 21st. So we will be making the final move back to Texas on the 22nd. As you can imagine, the sim will be packed up and we'll be traveling. So I'm going to try to do 2 streams a day every day till Friday, and then I'm going to pack up the sim maybe a Saturday. Depends on what I do with my schedule. I'm supposed to fly Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I have a turn on Saturday, so I may try to squeeze a stream in, just drop the turn, do a stream instead of real world flying. That's responsible, right? But we'll see. And then it's going to be a period of darkness for a while. I'll update y'all on that maybe tonight on the members only stream. But at some point during this week, I will show you a plan that I got for everything. But yeah, we'll see. V1, I'm so far north in Georgia. North Carolina is the driveway. Taking a little holiday in the woods. Good deal, Scott. Back to the Lone Star State. Amen to that, Chase B. Can't come soon enough, dude. Can't come soon. I just feel like everything that's been happening too is just like, it just reinforces our decision that we're doing the right thing. It's just bounce. All right, so we're loaded up on the gas. Let's go ahead and do fuel tank pumps on. Seatbelt sign on. It's been about 3 minutes. We'll get the APU bleed on, and we'll leave the generator on. Now let's go ahead and board them up.
Boarding requested.
They're probably going to be airwalking, so we won't have to look. We won't look, but we'll just look out this window. We'll look as they start loading bags. Matter of fact, I thought there was a juice view. God, the sim. I don't know if it's the time of day right now, 5:20 Eastern. It is just beautiful right now in the sim world. Hear the doors opening up. Got to love it. Tim Waters, welcome to Private Pod, man. Glad to have you back on board, dude. Kyle says, I can't wait to have you back in the great state of Texas. I can't wait either, man. I tell you what, it's the first time, like, I mean, it's because it's been a lot. You know, if you've been around the channel any length of time, you know we've moved quite a few times in the last 5 years. I'm almost once every year, every 2 years we've been moving. So we're finally ready to just settle down. Like, there's just been so much going on. I don't even know where to start. Professionally, in our personal lives, everything. So making this move is kind of like, all right, we are done moving, period, for a while. We're just going to settle down. And we're both excited. Of course we move right after we get fiber, right? Like, I cannot believe it. Fiber to the house. I haven't had fiber to the house since I started the channel back in, like, what, 2019? 2018? So, go figure, right? Victor Silva, good to see you, man. Welcome on board. Zippy says you guys will be happier in home state. I've been really considering going back to Scotland with how things are right now. Yeah, Zippy, I hear that, man. I hear that, dude. Oh, I got a phone call. I probably should answer it, but hold on, chat. Oh, never mind. I just missed it. I think it was the doctor calling us. They'll leave a voicemail, right? After a wife and 2 kids, ready to settle down. Hey, a wife and 3 kids, Keith B. 3 kids, 2 dogs, bunnies, chickens. Chickens are staying with the house. Are you going to be based out of Texas? You based living away from base? TBD, Mitchell. TBD. TBD. You tried Beyond ATC? No, I have not. My buddy just shot me a text because he's in airline training. He's nervous because today is V1 cuts. Don't be nervous, man. That's a fun day. That's a fun day, man. V1 cuts. You get to see what the airplane can really do, you know? Where are the passengers coming from? Do we know where they're walking down from? Are they walking out of nowhere, I guess? Oh well. Doesn't matter. We have a scenery in Pasto, so it'll be alright. We'll adjust the camera view so we can see them working hard down there. That's a cool shot. Captain, what a surprise to catch you live. Nice to have something to watch while I download Microsoft Flight Sim purely for the E170 because it's been looking so good in your streams. Hey, Roof Fortune. Man, enjoy that 170, 190, man. It's going to be awesome. I would like to fly it right now, but there's so much more we got to fly. Yeah, it's a good bird, man. Just watch it, you know? Do your 3-to-1 descents, and if you're on a complex arrival on a star, be ready to intervene because I think it only happened to me once. The whole week we flew it, I had the one bug where we were on an arrival, and it was a runway-specific arrival, and the airplane wanted to turn off the arrival at the transition point. So you got to watch it on the arrival, and just do your 3-to-1 descents, and it's going to be a good bird, man. You're going to love it. And hand fly is great, dude. Bomb Tech. I need to exclude third-party jetways. Yeah, well, that's probably in the manual, right? A300 stream wet. Oh my gosh. You love that A300, don't you, Kyle? You're an A300 guru. I also want to fly the MD-80. Like, there's so much I want to fly. I just don't have time. Like, what I need to do is just get up at 8. Well, I get up before 8. Start a stream at 8. Fly an MD-80. Fly an E170. Fly the Fenix. Fly the Duke. Fly the King Air. Fly the ATR. Go to sleep. Rinse, repeat the next day. Do like 6 streams a day. 2 hours each. That's 12 hours. That's what I should be doing. PAX 217, man. No, you're not too late, dude. Welcome on board. Glad to have you here. I love tiny versions of big things, and the E170 is the tiniest passenger-looking jet. Yeah, it is. That was one of the main reasons why I wanted the 170. They offered me in hindsight being 2020, I should have taken the Q400 because I would have got on the 170 shortly thereafter. But I wanted the 170, man. I wanted that underwing. So much underwing. It looked like a real jet, right? None of that RJ wing or tail-mounted engine nonsense with eyelashes for speed brakes. I wanted a real jet. I almost want I&I to redo the 310 to the 300 level. Yeah, Zippy, I don't know if that'll happen, man. That 300 is nice, though. Would you meow on guard? Gustavo, good to see you, man. I can tell you I have never meowed on guard. I know we were having that discussion in the Discord. I've never meowed on guard, and I've never flown with anybody that's meowed on guard. Guard is reserved for emergencies and Delta ops only. So, What about the F? Oh yeah, Iva, throw the F-28 in there. There's so much I want to fly, man. So much I want to fly. There's just not enough time to do it. Hello, Captain. What's the difference between intermediate fix and initial on approach flight? Well, an intermediate fix is between the initial approach fix and the final approach fix. It's in the middle. That's all it is. Intermediate fix. IAF is the initial approach fix. So if you're flying from an IAF, you're flying the full procedure from the initial approach fix. ATC may give you a direct to an intermediate fix. It's just a way to label fixes between the initial and the final. So many jets, too little time. Yo, Tyson in the house. Good to see you, man. Checking in from the office. Cheers to you, man. Good to see you, dude. With the amount of moving you're doing, it's like you're running from the feds. No running from the feds. But I tell you what, man, it stinks because I was going to get some NFA items here, but like I can't. The paperwork to do state lines is just too much, so I'm just going to wait now until I get back to Texas and then buy the stuff. And I'm going to have to wait again, you know? Because you got to transfer, if you transfer anything, the feds will come after you for sure. Don't want to be doing that. So I actually sold one of my favorite guns before moving because I was like, well, I can't take it with me unless I do this paperwork and I can get good money for it now, so I sold it. But yeah, and I was about to get another one. Not anymore. There's one, yeah, Vance, that's right. 121.5 is Delta Ops, correct. Only the holier than thou. I love the 300 and Super 80. The between glass and steam. Yes, Tim K. I agree with you, man. I really enjoy the A300 cockpit.
Boarding completed.
All right, boarding's completed for that same reason, man. All right, chat, boarding's completed. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's go ahead and disconnect from the external power. We got bleeds on. Everything else is on. Seatbelts are on. We're going to disconnect from ground power. I don't need you anymore. We'll reset the timer there. If boarding's completed, let's do our block fuel. Not allowed. We got to put it in on ourselves, right? Yeah, 11.9er. 11.9 goes right here. And then if I click this, it should. Yes, it should. Bring in our zero fuel weight, 31.9. Oh, listen to this fake pilot.
Captain, the first officer and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to see final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
All right, time to do it. I don't know who that guy is. All right, perf data. Let's get our speeds. We're doing a flaps 1 out of here for sure. No flex. V speeds 25, 26, 30 is set. I don't know. The Neo probably give us a flaps 2 out of here. Wouldn't you say so, Gus? I don't know. Let's see what kind of numbers we get with flaps 2. 121, 122 knocks it down a few knots. 126. Let's do flap 2 out of here because the Neo does love that flap 2. All right, we're going here. We're going here. Field elevation's only 1,000 feet, so it's not crazy. Yeah, I would definitely see flap 2 out of here being realistic. All right, flaps 2 is set. Everything is set. You've been advised. I've been advised. Fueling is completed. Sim brief taxi 3-4. Oh, we need to do our from airport right here. I love FlyPad. We're going to do a quick taxi out. Looks like we got to go some rendition of Bravo Charlie. Back taxi to 3-4. We're going to be using that tiller for sure. All right. Y'all, I'm not even going to do a light goal today because we haven't streamed in so long, and we're going to be ending streaming here at the end of this week. So what I need maximum participation from all y'all. If you can just hit that like button for me, it'd be really, really appreciative. It's going to help the channel out as we go into the moment of darkness at the end of the week. So departure clearance is requested. Let's go ahead and beacon is on.
Flight attendants, arm doors, and cross-check.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
I don't need you anymore. Get rid of him. We're ready for pushback. You posted grand thumbs on the M1. Oh, yeah. Zippy, I love it, dude. I got an M1A. I freaking love it, dude. I got the SOCOM 16. I want to get the Scout, though. Do the same thing that grand thumb did.
Departure checks complete. Bypass Phoenix.
The fly-by-wire guy sounds like a bad fisherman. Damn, shots fired. All right, the background's probably going to be blowing out a little bit. Well, it's definitely blowing out there.
Looking gear.
You can see I don't have a background for the throttle cam, so my bad. Live with it. I missed the South America tour. Oh man, it would have been a perfect opportunity to do the Latin music on this one, huh? Totally forgot. All right, we're buttoned up. Doors and windows are closed and locked. Beacon is beaconing. Al Loper, I know, dude. I'm gonna miss all the things. Here's the one thing. I want to go nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Cockpit to ground brakes, release, clear to push.
All engines
So,
clear.
initially out of the gate, I'm going to tell you that, yeah, streaming is probably not going to happen right away after this move, because I am going to have to get a new V1 HQ. However, the Starlink is already up and running at the house, and it's pretty decent speed. I never got around to testing it. I don't think I can stream off of it, but at the very least, what I am going to be doing, we have an office. I'm setting up the office in a different room. We did some restructuring to our house that we're moving back into. And I will, at the very least, be pushing out recorded content for a short while, such as, some tip videos here and there, or maybe just viewer requested stuff like, hey, can you see this, or can you do this approach in this airplane? Like, I've got some ideas for recorded stuff, so maybe some instructional stuff. Maybe even finish my professional series in Microsoft on the Fenix. So there will still be content coming out. I just don't think I can stream on that internet. We'll see though. I doubt it. Max volume? Oh yeah. We'll do it here in a second. Brakes are set. Clear to disconnect. V1 podcast. Tonight's members only will be a podcast. Where's AJ? Is he here? AJ's not here. So tonight's Duke and Chill stream will probably be a podcast. We'll get up to cruise altitude, we'll duke it out, and we're going to get real. Do you have any videos on flying constant speed prop? I do, but I have a whole series on the Piper Chieftain. Let me link it to you. If you're flying the Dukes, I highly recommend you watch this. It's the same engine. It's just on a Chieftain. So everything still applies. I'm going to link you the Freight Dog Piston series.
Tow track disconnected. Bypass pin
Right
removed.
here. I think that's the link, right?
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Yeah, that's like episode 1 of the Piston series. But there is a whole series. I think of the run-up or taxi takeoff one is where I get in depth with the systems. I show you a breakaway. I show you what the turbocharger does. I talk about how the turbocharger works with the engine and the propeller and all that stuff. It's outdated. It's on X-Plane, but all the stuff is still 100% applicable to the Piston Dukes and any other constant speed prop. So check it out.
Clear to start engines.
All right, clear to start engine. Right here. All right, here we go, chat. We're going to do inside from number 1, right? So we'll do inside from like right here. Or no, we'll do it from right here. And outside, I got to go over here. Let's set up the camera. We'll do number 2. I know they probably start... yeah, that'll be the number 2 outside start. Oh, this is going to be juice. All right, here we go. Back in. Let's go ahead and start. Number 1, bleeds on, brakes are set, beacons on. Let's go. Ignition mode 2, ignition start. Shh, everyone be quiet. Max sounds coming up. No. Shoot. Shit, I guess we're starting 2 first. Here we go, starting 2. Kablamo! Dang, that sounds so good. All right, we got a good start on number 2, chat. Wait for the avail light, and we're going to do 1 from the outside view. Now, we are max volume, so if you're a headphone user, watch your ears. I don't know how loud it's going to be outside. There's the avail light. I'm going to start 1 and then go right to external. Okay, that was 100% worth it. If you haven't already, hit that like button for that. We're going for maximum likes today. We're going to go for maximum likes, on that we've ever had on stream. So more likes than viewers is the goal. Appreciate y'all for that. We got 2 avail lights. Let's go here. Let's go here. We're doing flap. Michael Buck, thanks for the $4 super chat, man, or super sticker of coffee. Appreciate you. Just bought me a coffee. I appreciate you, Michael Buck. That means this Cubano that I'm drinking right now is on you. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the support, dude. All right, 2 good starts. Flaps 2. APU bleed. APU master switch is coming off, man. Oh, we're not going to Jamaica, though. My bad. I thought we were going to Jamaica. Let's juice it up here a little bit. We need a little bit more juice. Little bit more juice in here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We got 2 juices. Short taxi out. Let's do a flight control check right now. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. I can't reach in full right. Neutral. My pedals are really hard. Now, I don't want to check the reverser. I did rebind it, Chaos, so hopefully we don't have that reverser issue. All right, everything looks good there. We're flaps 2. We're supposed to be up 0.1, I think, on the trim. Y'all remember? .4% CG set, and we got to set it the proper way. I think it was up. Oh, nope, we don't want to do that. Oh no, that's down. Wow, close enough. What are we at? 0.3 down? That doesn't seem right. Let's just go to 0'd out. I don't remember what the trim value was. We'll survive. It's in the green. Alright. Everything's done up there. Everything's done up there. Let's go here and... What's the name of this airport? Cucuta? Camilo. We'll just call it Camilo. Camilo traffic. Albianca 357 taxi at runway 34. Do a back taxi on 34 Camilo traffic. We should probably make sure we're on 22.8. We are on 22.8. Push to talk is not working though. We need to rebind it. I have it set for the Duke. Give me 1 second. Nope, clear. No, I don't want my Bravo throttle quadrant. Why does it keep going to my Bravo? That's not good. Hold on. Well, that's not good. It's only taking the Bravo one. I guess I'll have to use this. I'll have to use my yoke. That's unfortunate. For some reason, there's something on the Bravo that's causing it to just bind the Bravo quadrant. Auto brakes max, takeoff config checked. We're gonna go here, on auto, TARA, squawk 2000. Close that door up. Cabin check when we get there. All right, we gotta figure out where we're going. Where's the runway? Out that way. All right. Let's go. Love how she starts to roll by herself. Make sure my tiller's working. Yeah, okay. Your hearing loss is not service related. Ooh, do they do tiller adjustments here? Is the ground handling changed? Chaos? Who's tapping my shoulder? Hey baby, what's up? Are you going to bed? Oh, hold on. I gotta say goodbye to my kids. Hold on, we're all over the place here. I got kids on camera. Give me a second, y'all. Jeez, we got kids in the cockpit, chat. Kids in the cockpit. All right. Good night. Here we go. Let's get out of here. 3-4 is going to be to my left. Back taxi on 3-4 is what we're doing, right? Yeah. New Quadrant is looking a bit curly. Why do you see something on the floor over there? I feel like the tiller is different. Hold on. I feel like it's much slower to react than normal. All right, back taxi 3-4. We're clear left. Get all our lights here once we get out to the end of the runway. New hires keep getting younger. I know, right? All right, so we'll do a 180 turn on the runway. We're gonna kind of. The lights probably aren't really there in real life. They're probably in the pavement. We'll do a little loop-de-doo here. There were some nose-wheel steering adjustments. Interesting. I'm doing 23 knots. I'm gonna slow down a little bit. All right, so proper 180 turn on the runway. Let's go ahead and slow down about less than 10 knots here. We're 320, dry runway. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and come 45 to the edge line. Go slightly over the line. We have a little turnaround spot, so this makes it way easier. And now we'll crank it in hard right. Hold that in there. Oh yeah, we're cooking with gas now, Chad. This is going to be a good lineup. Actually undercut it a little bit because we had more room than anticipated. That's all right. We'll undercut it here. I know we're slightly offset, about 5 feet to the right. We'll pretend it's nighttime. Yeah, see, it's a few feet off to the right, but that's all right. All right. Are y'all ready? We're going to go here. We got to make sure everyone's ready. Let's get the strobes on, wing lights on, light it up. Boom. Boom. Wait for the cabin. Cabin's ready. Are y'all ready? I don't think y'all are ready. I don't see Togas, and I don't see 300 likes. 300 likes. If you're a member, get that Toga in the box right now. Toga's in chat, smashing the like button, spooling them up, Fitty. Sounds are coming up. Yoga. Mantoga SRS. Auto thrust blue. Thrust set. 100 knots, check. V1. And rotate. Oh, she feels good. Positive rate. Gear up. Nope, that's not bound. Gear up. Fly with. Oh, baby. I love it. All right, we're going to be a bank angle check and a climb. Listen to that engine. Golly. Thrust, climb, nav. Bank angle check to the right. We're intercepting. There's probably an adjusted acceleration altitude here that I didn't take account for either. 250-hour move. I don't know. There's not that much terrain. We're above F speed. Let's go ahead and select flaps 1. Speed checks, flaps 1. God, that subtle wing flex looks so good. We're above S speed. Flaps 0 after takeoff checklist. Let's go to Pasto. Somebody said earlier that the last flight into Pasto diverted. That doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies. Bank angle check back to the left. Cleaning up to 250 knots. Flies great, man. The fly-by-wire, the handling just feels good. It feels right, man. I don't know. I don't even know what my joystick settings are on this. I know I have two different ones now because I know I have one labeled Fenix and one just for the fly-by-wire. Whatever I have for the fly-by-wire, they're doing something right because it feels pretty darn good, man. Like it feels real. Straight up, just it feels real. 10 and 250 in the climb. Getting a little extra juice here. We got 15 knot tail in. I think there was a restriction on that. At or above 7, which we just hit 7, so we're looking good. We got a tight bank angle check coming up here at this waypoint of 8 DME. Be a hard bank angle check back to the left on the DME arc. Look at that. Man, 550, 530. We got to start all streams at 5:30 Eastern. That is like the best time in this sim. For some reason, everything just looks spot on. The lighting, everything looks so good. All right, we're getting ready to go through 10 thou. We'll get the lights here in a minute. Bank angle check back to the left. Let's roll it in. A nice little river down there. Probably some fishing. Oh, look at that. So much juice. So much juice. All right, we're at 10,000 feet. Lights are coming off. Apparently the landing lights cause drag now, says Chaos, which is awesome. Forward call, we're at a 10. I know I'm a little bit ahead on the arc there, which is fine. It's because we're accelerating. So I'm flying through the flight director just a tad here. We're just gonna hand fly this puppy until we're straight and level. This is too much fun. That looks so dang good, y'all. All right, now I can go ahead and bring it back towards the flight director. She's gonna accelerate. Beautiful. Let's do an outside view. Let me turn the sounds down just a tad. We'll go outside. Man. What a sim. What a sim. Basically following this arc here. Just give you just a little bit of bank. Accelerated at 290 knots, which is good. Right now, Pasto Mitar from Tyson, 360 at 5. 33040 Apache Fog, baby. Wow, what is our alternate? And I hope we have alternate gas. We're going to Cali, Colombia as the alternate. I can't remember. I don't know if we've ever... Yeah, I think we have at least once or twice. Maybe on the hurricane stream. I don't know if we've ever actually had to divert to our alternate because we couldn't get in because of weather. The way it's shaping out with Patchy Fog at 500, that is going to be sus. Unless we land with a tailwind. We might be able to land with a tailwind. But I want to do that circle at 0-2. That's just so much more awesome. Just a little bit of bank here on the arc. Looking good, man. Looking good. Just don't go direct Cali. Oh my gosh. That's pretty bad. Dougal, what's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Much as I love the Fenix, the sounds on Flybywire are amazing, but I love the IE scream and CFM growl too much. I know, man. Oh, I read 2 comments in one there. Dougal says, as much as I love the Fenix, the sounds on Flybywire are just the dogs. The dogs, what sits right? That's got to be a European thing. A what sits right? Zippy says, the sounds on Flybywire are amazing, but I love the IE scream, CFM growl. I do love that IE scream. You know what I think I love the most? Which is kind of weird. I didn't think I would love it the most. The IE on the Fenix, thrust reduction from Toga to climb thrust. When you do a full-blown Toga, because if you go from flex to climb, it can be meh. Depending on your flex, you really won't hear much at all. But if you go Toga to climb on the IEs, in real life, if you do it fast, it almost sounds like you flamed out. And the Fenix captured that really well. You just go what to scream to like just a low buzz. Flybywire's doing a good job on the arc here. We just got this bank pretty much locked in. Does this airplane model rotation law of the Neo? I don't know, Jeremy. I don't know what the inner workings how it models rotation and flare and all that. I will say that it rotates very, very smoothly, and the Neos rotate very, very smoothly. So, whatever they've got going on, it feels good, and it feels right. The Neos are just, I feel like they're just smoother, you know? And then maybe some placebo in there, but, I mean, especially now, like, a lot of our new, or I say new, but the updated CEOs, they've got some new characteristics, but, like, back in the day, man, the CEO, when you rotated, if you released the stick before, during the blending phase, I mean, that nose would drop on you, and, you know, it's definitely advanced over the years. And the CEOs still, I mean, the CEOs feel good too, but they just, if I were to explain it, it's just like blocky. When I fly a CEO and I compare it to a Neo, CEOs just fly kind of blocky, especially the 19s. You're either airborne or you're not, especially if you're light. It's just kind of blocky. Neos, you feel like you're just kind of floating on air in all phases. Someone tell them what the dog Watsits are. I don't know what a Watsit. At least the Brits get it. Yeah, it's definitely a British thing. Definitely a British thing. All right, once we level out here in the turn, I mean, you're getting the full show. Oh, look at that. Going over some sweet terrain down there. Yeah, this ain't your Miami to Cleveland flight. Got some serious terrain out there. All right, we'll roll it out. Close enough. Mini FCU, autopilot 1 is on. Full screen cam is on. Sounds are coming down a little bit more. AP1, we got all our lights. We dinged them through 10. Nothing to do in the secondary. Tell you what, let's enjoy the GoPro view here for a second. Going over the nose. Can't quite get up there though. Oh, that's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the Flightbox Captain speaking. just reached a cruising altitude for the flight. As we begin to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your seat elbows clear from the all as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley
Oops.
cards shortly.
It's a lie.
Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating to the front galley with flight deck doors.
Simbri had us at 24, and I was like, no, thank you. Why is our fuel in amber, chat? 5.3. Okay, 5.3. How far is Cali from... Pasto? I'll have to look at that. Take a look up at cruise. I was going to go 99 on the cost index, but maybe we should chill out on that, huh? In what situation would you need to have the APU on during takeoff? Victor, if you're doing a PAX off takeoff, or you needed the PAX off thrust, you would do APU on if permitted. It's the dog's dangly bits. Means it's X. I think I get it now. I heard from an Airbus Captain the 19 can be quite difficult to land versus 321. Yes, absolutely. Especially light. The 319, to land the 319 smoothly, when it is light, it is a challenge. There's a science to it. I'm waiting for the day that I see it in the cabin and I hear the captain announcement it's V1. Maybe, Rastik, you never know, dude. Tried going to Microsoft for the visuals, but the engine just sucks. I had to go back to X-Plane and told us. What engine? You mean the Microsoft engine? Have you tried the Fenix? Have you tried fly-by-wire? I just can't fly X-Plane because of the visuals, you know? Oh, dogs' Watsits are dogs' nuts. I get it. You Brits say some weird stuff, huh? Remember on the old Airbuses where the FACs would fault? I do, yeah, I used to do the FAC reset after engine start every time. All FMS related things are waiting for FMS V2. All right, cool, Kaya. So we are waiting on the FMS V2 revision, which will be a welcome revision, because I think, right, that's the fly-by-wire will be the only Airbus with FMS V2. What will be the internet back in Texas? We have to find another V1 HQ? Yes, Captain McGee, I will. I have Starlink already up and running. I've already spent some time at the Texas house getting some stuff set up for a move back in. As far as live streaming goes, I don't believe it's going to be capable. But like I said, I'm going to be doing some videos until I can acquire a new HQ. Not sure if it's been mentioned. 12.1.0 beta is out. Interesting. I'll have to see what that's all about. I would love to see an A340-600. I do love that A340, man. We had some fun in that A340. What is on the beta? Is there like some good visual stuff? Cody, yeah, boat and truck are back in Texas, man. I already won a fishing tournament when I drove it out there. It's like I drove the boat and truck out, fished the tournament. We won that one, and then we got third in the second one. That's just a sign, like, hey, it's time to go back, man. Time to go back. Oh, it's a visual update. I might have to take a look at it. If 12.1 beta is out, we might have to take a look at it and do an X-Plane stream this week before we go into the pit of darkness. Oh, the anti-aliasing is kind of fixed. That would be good because that is pretty rough right now. Oh, FMS V2, new rewritten FMS, not FMS 2. Okay, my bad. Thanks for the clarification. Does X-Plane 12 still have the white circles on? I don't know. Buc-ee's is calling you. Jeremy, our route of travel is planned around the Buc-ee's. So we're going to hit the Buc-ee's in LaGrange. Or no, I'm sorry, not in LaGrange. There's a Buc-ee's in, was it Auburn, Georgia? Or no. Not Georgia. Auburn, you know, the state. Alabama, right? Is it Auburn? Or Birmingham? Whatever one is on the south side. So we're going out through the south. We're driving south through Georgia, then out. There's a Buc-ee's down there. We're going to top off. Then we've got a breakfast planned. I can't remember where the stop is. I wrote it down on my phone. Then we're going to hit the Buc-ee's in Ennis, Texas. And then we got to drive all the way north, and we're going to hit the Buc-ee's in Denton, Texas. And then we continue on northbound. So we're hitting all the Buc-ee's. Iron Man, thanks for gifting 5 memberships to the channel, dude. Appreciate you. Thanks for your support. Hope you are well. Thanks for tuning in this fine Tuesday evening. Moving just in time for the Texas summer. Yeah, John, don't remind me. Yes, it's way worse than the Georgia summer. I mean, if Georgia's summer last year was, I mean, it was a cakewalk. I kept waiting for it to get hotter, and then it got cool. I'm like, oh, summer's over. Now, some say it was kind of a mild summer, but I don't know, man. There's something about a Texas summer that's just so dang hot. Especially when it's humid, too. It'd be like 105 degrees, slightly humid for a week. Woof. Even the fish are rolling over. Is there anything you wish you could take from Georgia back to Texas? And the answer is no. It's completely acceptable. Foxtail Coffee. Love them. Awesome coffee shop. It's a chain, but I think it's a chain in Georgia. Awesome. They were right next to the V1 HQ. I mean, I spent so much money on it. We're actually, I told the wife, like, we have to go get mugs. We have to get mugs to take back to Texas with us. I have a mug thing. So when I used to travel, well, I say I used to travel. When I was new to the airlines and, like, flying everywhere was cool. I mean, it's still cool, but, like, more exciting, I would buy a mug from everywhere I went. Or anywhere that I had, like, a significant memory, I'd buy a mug. So we have, I don't know, 50-something mugs. And now that we use, like, the Ember thermos, we only use one mug now. But I do like to collect mugs, so we're going to get some Foxtail mugs. And also, I'd like to bring fiber back with me. And, I mean, I'd say the majority of people have been really, really nice. There are some stuck-up Dallas snobs, no doubt, in Texas. But pretty much everybody I've had contact with in Georgia, they've just been awesome. South Georgia. Atlanta, not so much. Is there anything? Oh, I already have. Speaking of Denton, did you know that's where Sully... Wait. Sully is from Denton, Texas? I did not know that, Jeremy. That's pretty neat. Did not know that. All right, we're level 320, smooth ride. Seatbelt sign is coming off. You are now free to move about the cabin. Let's take a look at the outside view. Let's turn the sim down a little bit. Oh, yeah, there she is. We'll do our commercial view right there. Turn it down just a little bit more. Get some tunes on in here. We don't have a very long flight. We got to start looking at our arrival and everything, but we have enough. We have a few tunes. I think I have a playlist for Latin America. Oh, that's a cool shot with the mountains in the background. Mick Shiggity, pilot, upgrading to commercial pilot. Mick Shiggity, appreciate you, man. Thanks for the support. Hope you are well. Always a pleasure to see you around the channel, man. I know you've been a member a long time. If you see a Buc-ee's, you know you're heading towards Texas. That's right, Jeff. Emmett, moving back to Texas, man. Moving back to Texas. I guess we're on a little bit of a turn here. Catch V1 just ripping the cables from the ground. It's mine. You know, it was actually really neat to see how they did it. So when they came and installed it, they just laid the cables out on the road. And I was like, well, that's kind of sus. No, we're going to come back and bury it. And I didn't know how they were going to bury the cable because when they first showed up on the street, they used that, I don't know what they call it, but they run that tubing, that orange tubing down, and then they run the cable through it to a box. But yeah, for a good, I'd say at least quarter mile, the cable was from the box to my house was just on top of the road. And then they show up a few days later with this little machine, almost looks like a plow. And they run the cable through a fork, and the plow is digging the trench. And it's at the same time it's digging, it's also pushing that fiber down in the ground. That's pretty cool. They did it really fast. I collect lapel pins and have over 100. Nice, classy traveler. I'm a big golfer, and I do the same with golf towels as you do mugs. Real nice golf course. I played towel. Yep, sure does, John. Exactly. Every mug that we have, even though like the wife's like, oh, we don't know, I need another mug like a hole in the head. You can pick any mug out of the cabinet, and I have a store for each and every single one of them. I appreciate it, McShiggity. What's the commute for DFW versus Atlanta? What do you mean? Like commuting either? You mean like driving to the airport? Well, here's the thing, man. The way the employee bus and everything is set up in Atlanta, I live half the distance to the airport that I do in Texas. I still leave the same amount of time. I always leave an hour 30 prior to show time. Even when I lived in Texas, I left an hour 30 prior to show. It's enough time to get to the gate, use the bathroom if I need to, get coffee, whatever. It leaves me about 10, 15 minutes playtime. I live half that distance. So that was 87 miles door to door. In Atlanta, I'm about 40 miles door to door to the park, to the crew lot, and I still leave the same amount of time. AZ's getting its first Buc-ee's in Goodyear? Oh, that's awesome, Nate. Dude, that place is going to be popping. It is going to be popping. The Buc-ee's near Texas Motor Speedway is an absolute zoo. Yes, it's always a zoo. That's where I go get my medical iron, man. Are you out that way? Out in, I go out, I think in Roanoke? Where I normally go. What's time to TOD? Good question. It's coming up. It's not very long. 240 miles. What am I doing? I can just look here, can't I? $22.49. 30 minutes ish. We'll probably start down a little bit sooner than that because we gotta get down and start looking at the circling approach criteria. Now you know how fiber laying works. Now you just need to do the same in Texas. So here's the thing. I don't know if so AT&T just put up a cell tower not far from where we live. So we live on a little community, like I say community, near a lake, and there's a community of homes around that lake that are all plagued by the same issues, like poor internet, poor cell service. But now AT&T put a tower up not far. Now everybody that has AT&T has like 5G up there. And the power lines run from like to my house. So theoretically, couldn't they run cable like through the power lines, or does it have to be underground all the way? Because there's no way they could run it underground where we are because it's the terrain and it's just really aggressive, and I don't think that's feasible. But the way the power lines go through the area, I don't know. It would be game changing. I would never leave that house if that house got fiber. Have you ever been to El Paso? I sure have, Jeremy. More times than I want to. I actually diverted on my Airbus emergency into El Paso, Texas. That's where we diverted. I also ferried a Cessna 172 across the United States, and El Paso was my last stop before hitting Deer Valley. And it's also where I made a life-changing decision where I talked about it on the podcast, Get There-itis, where I firmly believe to this day I probably wouldn't be here speaking to you if I had let the Get There-itis get to me. I don't know, that might be on the more extreme end, but when I look back at the weather that was forming that time, that evening, out of El Paso, I'm just glad I made the tough call to go the long way around because I really don't know what would have happened. The Superstition Mountains have claimed more than one pilot, that's for sure. Oh, you live in North Lake? Nice, Iron Man. All right. My mom was actually looking at a house in North Lake. Getting a Buc-ee's 8 miles away from KC. Is Buc-ee's a publicly traded company? I need to buy some stock in Buc-ee's, y'all. The electric company probably wouldn't allow that. Oh, I see. That makes sense, I guess. I wish they could run fiber up where we live. I really do. It would be game changing. I know there's so on the main road before you turn off, like to where you have to go to get to my house, they run fiber along that road because there's a school at the end of the road and that has fiber. So it's not far, but I just don't know how they get it up over the terrain. It's not like, flat terrain. My house is actually on top of I say hill, but it's more or less a small mountain. So I just don't know. It's a nice area, growing like crazy. Moved here when it was still farmland. Yeah, farmland's disappearing, man. That's another thing too. Like, all right, man. When I fly into Dallas at night, it's just I don't know if there's a bigger. I'd have to look. I mean, obviously, I think LA, but LA is so compacted. Where like the sprawling city of Dallas, or the Metroplex itself, at night when you fly in is asinine, man. It is so big. It's a sea of lights. Atlanta looks like a freaking town. You know, Atlanta looks like Denton compared to the Metroplex when you're flying in at night. Now, LA is obviously extremely densely populated, but I don't feel like it's as big of an area. And every time I go to Dallas, man, it seems like those lights keep going further and further and further out. I remember when, like, north of Louisville was just kind of like getting out in the middle of nowhere. Now, Louisville is like nothing. It's man, it's a concrete jungle for sure, dude. LA is compact. When you look at it from the air, because you're coming in and it's restricted from the mountains. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. So, like, it's extremely densely populated, but the actual, like, what's the mileage from the mountains of, or what's the mileage from the coastline to Ontario? That's what we need to figure out. The mileage from Ontario Airport to the coastline. Yeah, Houston is out of control too, Jeff. But that's why I like where we live in Texas, man, because we get out of that concrete jungle, and it's the temperature, man, at night. So when I leave the airport, whatever the temperature is on my truck, it's about 10 degrees cooler when I get to my house. Isn't that crazy? McKinney, yes, Tim K. McKinney used to be out in the sticks, dude. McKinney was like, man, McKinney, you live in McKinney, dude? It's friggin' downtown. Anything north of Loop 820? Yep, yeah. It's absolutely crazy, man. And they're still building. That's what blows my mind. Like, who's buying all these houses? Oh, yeah, there's a shot. I don't like white liveries all that much, but I got to tell you, I do love the Avianca, this little logo here. I wish the logo was on the wingtip. Okay, so Tyson says it's 48.4 miles. So if I go to SkyVector, we need to figure out the mileage between, when I look at Dallas, we need to do mileage, because you can pretty much see, let's do from DYS, okay, DYS to, when you fly in at night, DYS to like, not quite Greenville, Rockwall, let's do Terrell, TRL. KTRL, Terrell. So check this, Tyson. Well, maybe that's too far. Let's do Mineral Wells, MWL, KMWL. I'm trying to find the mileage. So the mileage from Mineral Wells Airport to Terrell, Texas, which is pretty much all lights at night, is 91 nautical miles. That's just east to west. So 91 miles wide. Now let's do a north-south position. Let's go from like the bottom of Ray Roberts. So we're going to plan a waypoint there. And then we're going to plan a waypoint in the south area of Texas. And that's 60 miles. So the Sea of Lights that I'm talking about is about 91 nautical miles wide and 60 nautical miles north to south. That's the Sea of Lights that you look at when you fly into Dallas at night. It's just insane. And really, you could even go further more out to the northeast, because McKinney is definitely included in that. But basically from Ray Roberts Lake to, I don't even know where this is, Midlothian is just the Sea of Lights. And that's about 60 miles. So almost. So Tyson says from DeSoto to McKinney is 45.7. Where's DeSoto? Is there an airport? I'm just looking on SkyVector. Can I show you guys this? How can I show you this? Let me show you what I'm looking at. Add a source. Image. Window capture. Image? No. Window. Browser source. There we go. New source. Add source. URL. There you go. Can you guys see this? Oh, but you can't see me manipulating it, can you? Well, that's lame. Let me do this. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Window capture. There we go. Check this out. Let me turn this, or, well, blowing up the whole screen, I guess. Shrink it a little bit so we can see that we're still flying. So, like, look at this. So, I mean, I could probably bring it in. Let's put it, like, right here. Where's Parker County? So, this is 72 miles across here. And this is 59 north-south. This is just a sea of lights. And even though it doesn't show yellow out here, I guarantee you this is all yellow. Just a massive landmass. Oh yeah, NorCal is definitely packed in. But the thing with LA, let's look at LA. You see, it's just all sea of lights, but it's all landlocked here. So if you go from, let's clear this out. Let's go TOA, whatever that is, to like Riverside, because this is all on the other side of the mountain, San Bernardino. So yeah, pretty much here's where you start seeing it, Riverside. That's only 54 miles, you know. Now, it does go north-south pretty far. I mean, the whole entire coastline is lit up. I must be chopped liver now. Didn't even read my milestone. Oh, my goodness, Key 6. I'm sorry, dude. I'm over here, like, looking at... I also have the alert box muted. That's my fault, dude. Why are we turning rapidly? Are we supposed to be? Yeah, we're supposed to be turning rapidly. Key 6, I'm sorry, dude. I had alert box muted. What did he say here? Let me unmute the alert box. Let me get rid of this. You could have all the utility companies bend to your wishes, or you can just move to civilization. Yeah, that's true, Key 6. They're not going to bend to my wishes, though, are they? Sorry, man. Don't associate LA with Riverside. I know, I'm sorry. My day job is dispatching the Fort Worth PD. Oh, wow. Just seeing the growth is insane. Fort Worth has over 1 million people living here now. Jeez. Oh, how much did I miss there? 32 months on Key 6, dude. My apologies, bruh. Dallas-Fort Worth Arlington Metroplex is 8,675 SP miles, 7.6 million people. Yeah, what's LA like? 7,500 square miles with 15 million people? That's where you're going to see the difference. I have family in Lubbock. I used to fly in Lubbock every morning rather. How has that area never been? That's all right, man. It's college. Lubbock is a big college tech, right? Texas Tech, man. Big college town. I don't know much about Lubbock other than some of my coldest mornings in aviation were on the ramp in Lubbock, Texas, trying to start up Beach 99 with freaking ice on the props. I remember one time we started up, I think I told this story. So we were, I think it was actually after I diverted the whole Oklahoma City. I think if you guys were around for that stream, we flew a Kinger into Oak City, and I told you my divert story there. We diverted to Oak City, and then eventually, long story short, instead of going home, they said, okay, fly to Lubbock and be there for the morning departure. So we flew to Lubbock that night, or I flew to Lubbock, single pilot, and we get in. I say we because there was other airplanes that had flown into Lubbock as well. So I'm with my buddy. Gosh, he flies an Airbus now too. Oh, I'm drawing a blank on his name. I haven't spoken to him in years. But it was just him and I. We go out to the ramp at, 2:45 in the morning in Lubbock. Massive ice storm blew through that night. We flew through it, diverted there. Then the ice storm caught up to us, blew through the ramp. Our Beach 99s are completely covered in ice. We're out there trying to break the ice off. And we have to start them up to taxi them over to the de-ice pad because we actually had to get de-iced. This was no, using the window defroster to clean your airplane. This was like we had to go get sprayed. But to start them up, there was ice, like the props were frozen. So we had to go and we're like trying to break the ice off the props so they could spin freely and everything. And there was still, the blades were just covered in ice. So we starting up. I'm like, I had started mine right after I heard him start his. So he was like a few seconds ahead of me in the start cycle. and we're on the same CTAF freak. And he goes, hey, 91, you on? I'm like, yeah. He goes, your plane shaking? I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's got to be the ice, right? I'm like, yeah, I think so, dude. I mean, the startup, it was one of the most violent vibrations. Like, I was ready to shut it down, but it was just because the props were unevenly balanced. So when they were spooling up, just horrendous vibe. Immediately turned the prop heat on. You know, it starts to melt off and then slings it into the fuselage. But yeah, I'll never forget that morning. I'm like, I'm starting up and I'm feeling like, what the hell's happening? And then at the same time, it's like he's reading my mind. He calls me up on the radio and he's like, yep, okay, yours is shaking. Good. All right. At least I'm not the only one. Jack A. Boy, welcome to Private Pilot Man. Glad to have you on board, dude. AE4VJ, welcome to Commercial Pilot as well. Glad to have you both on board. You guys are awesome. Thanks for joining Team Green here. We'll do a Team Green stream tonight. I think it's coming, y'all. I think it's coming. LA County is 4,000 square miles. Population 9.7 million. Crazy. So it says LA County is half the size of the Metroplex, but it has 2 million more people. Count me out. All right, we're going to start down soon. We're only 240 from the destination. We got some planning to do. I'm going to let y'all have control. You guys want to sit on the jump seat for a second? You have control. I'm going to hit the lavatory. Look at that jump seat view. I'm going to hit the lav. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch anything. We're going to start our descent arrival when we get back. All right. Get the chair back in position here. Knocked all my cameras out of whack. We back. Final stat of the day brought to you by nobody. Gotta drive home. Taste and take it easy, man. All right, let's take a look at what we got coming up, y'all. Let's pause the music because this song is kind of a vibe, though. Actually, let's take a look after the song ends. I like this song. What is this? Oh, it's by Uwe. That's why. I like Uwe's stuff. Just heard of fly-by-wire. What is it? Rionin. So it is a free add-on for flying the Airbus. So it's an A320 Neo add-on. It takes the default 320 and makes it completely different. Makes it almost 100% realistic. Like complete transformation of what the default is. Default is nowhere close to real life, and the fly-by-wire is right up there, pay-where quality in terms of like normal operation. So it's a free download. You download it, install it, and you're good to go, man. Highly, highly, highly recommend the fly-by-wire. Getting started on the fly-by-wire, because if you get started on the fly-by-wire, then the other airplanes will start coming to you. If you get the Fenix or anything like that. If you start with the default 320, you're gonna get steered in the wrong direction. The Pilot, love your streams. Thanks, man. Thank you for tuning in. Do you want to fly to SKCG? What's SKCG? That's Cartagena, right? We can arrange a copy for you. Oh, you have an SKCG scenery? I think I have an SKCG scenery. I might have it already. I'm pretty sure we flew there during the South America tour. The exact plane 320 Neo from Avianca doing a weekly route between Bogota and Montreal. Wow. Got to Egypt because of your streams a few days ago and did LaGuardia, Portland, Maine. Whoo! Had a great time in the Cactus livery. Hey, Andrin, that's awesome, dude. Glad you enjoyed it. All right, we're going to pause it up here. We're all going to be speaking Spanish before this stream's over. All right, let's bring up the sounds. We got to look at this descent. We got to look at the weather first and foremost. Let's get an updated weather. Michael Fisher dropping the $10 super chat. My man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. He says, I love the live stream on YouTube videos. May I ask you to explain sometime which number to take from the approach chart for the barrel? Yes, I'll show you right now, Michael Fisher. Appreciate the $10 super chat, man. Very kind of you, and I'm glad you're enjoying the content. I'll show you that right now. So the barrel minimums on the approach chart are going to be the first set of minimums that you see. So, for example, the localizer 2.0 that we're going to be doing today. If I zoom it out or go full screen here. Nope. This way. Let me zoom in here. The Barrow mins are going to be the bolded minimums on the Jeppesen charts here. Now, the FAA charts are a little bit different, but same principle. The first number is your Barrow minimum. So the Barrow minimum is 6,900 feet for the CDFA straight-in landing approach. Now, if you were to put this in AGL, the decision height is going to be 1,041 feet above the ground. So the field elevation is roughly, what's that, 6,000 feet? 6,000 feet. So that's how you tell the difference. The bolded is your barrel min. AGL is going to be in parentheses. Now, if you're doing a different type of approach that only requires visibility, or like a Cat 3 approach, it'll only have a visibility requirement there. Actually, that's not true. Visibility is the only thing controlling. We're getting ahead of ourselves. To answer your question, barrel min and above ground minimum. Let's see if I can find another example for you. Look at the RNP approach to 2.0. Wait, there's an RNP runway 02. Can we load this in the box? This is what we need to load. So here's the RNP, same theme, 6,300, 342. This is what we need to load. What am I? Oh man, I probably screwed it up. So let's go back here, flight plan, arrival. Oh, hold on, let's see what the weather is first. Because we might, I don't know, depending on what the weather's doing. Receive messages, the latest METAR, SKPS, 340 at 4, patchy fog. All right, so we're still going to plan. What approach is that? RNP 02 off Mercaderes. I didn't even think I saw that in there. RNAV 02 is what we want. Approach via Mike Echo Romeo insert. And now let's make life easy. Let's go direct Mercedes insert. Boom, we're naving direct there. So this is what we're planning to do, chat. We're planning to do the RNP 02. I don't know why I was thinking we had to do a circle. I mean, it is a circle, but we have a published RNP that we're going to follow down. Now we have to do it in LNAV mode. I don't know if it's actually going to work, right, Chaos? Because we don't have RNP. So we're probably going to have to click it off and hand fly. But I think we can do an LNAV. We'll fly in LNAV from the VOR to at least here, and then we might have to bank angle check it ourselves. Hopefully we break out. But looking at the approach chart, the straight in landing, which we're planning to do, no longer circling, straight in landing, 6,300 on the barrel. So let's put that in the box right now. Let's go to the perf page. Descent, we're going to accelerate. We're going to descend at 310 knots here, 78, 310. Next phase, we never printed that, did we? Let's print our weather so we can actually reference it here. Hand fly on patchy fog. Hell yeah, man. Don't you do it? Let's print this sucker out. We'll have to do our own VNAV. So we'll have to do our own calculation on the descent, which will be good practice. QNH right now is 1009. Temperature is 3.3. It's hot. And winds were 360 at 1. Oh, no. Dang it. That's the wrong freaking airport. 350 at 4. $200 patchy fog. 1018 on the meter. Temperature of 20. Much cooler up here. I was going to say 34 at 6,000 feet. Dang. And the barrow, we said, was going to be 6,300 for RNP capable aircraft, which we are technically not. So Godspeed. We're going to do flaps full, VLS 120, VAP 125. That looks good. Canadian, thanks for the 5 months support. Says, got news from my boss. The iPad, or the pad and disc from the tire that had a flat spot were seized together. Whoa. They don't even know I taxied back. Well, Canadian, thanks for the 5 months support, dude. I hope, well, I'm glad you're safe. That's pretty wild. That picture you showed of that flat spot, that's crazy, man. That definitely makes sense if the pad and disc from the tire were seized. But yeah, that's how much power did you use to taxi that sucker? That's crazy, man. Well, stay safe out there in the Great Canadian North. Canadians are Great Canadian North Piper pilot. I like that. Canadian North Piper pilot. Let me see if this loaded in here properly. We got constraint modes on. Let's zoom through our flight plan. MER, we've got the vertical restrictions in there. So we have them on the chart. 150, 8,800 feet, then a left turn descending around, which we will have to do ourselves, most likely, which is fine. Or we can use FPA. We'll use a flight path angle to help guide us down. We do have mini FCU, so that's going to help us here in that turn. Touchdown elevation. Now, this is going to be an interesting one here when you want to brief this when you land on airports like this. It's pretty wild. So the touchdown zone is 5958. Let's call it 6,000 feet. Okay, it's 50-foot difference. We're going to have to be really keen on monitoring our altitude in this final turn here, especially since we won't have RNP VNAV to keep us going. Our minimum of 6,300 feet is going to bring us 342 feet above the ground, which is good, but we have to be in a normal position to land. So we got to make sure that we have a continuous rate of descent here in this turn, because if we don't, we're going to end up high, and it's going to be very deceiving because the terrain around the airport is very high, as you can see on the chart, 9,000. I mean, we're essentially descending in a valley here, and then the airport itself sits on a plateau. So the barometric radio, the radio altimeter is going to be pretty much worthless for us on this approach because it's just going to be dancing all over the place. We really got to pay attention to our baro mins and cross-checking our FPA and descending what we're doing here with our baro mins. So we know the touchdown is about 6,000 feet. Our minimums, if we come down to 6,900, is going to bring us about 342 feet above the ground. We need to be at 342, at least with the VDP out there at least a mile and a half out from the runway or so we can have a normal position to land. We don't have track IR on, which will be spicy. Patchy fog. I can almost start to see it on the horizon out there, which will be interesting. This is another thing I love about this sim. So everyone likes to debate Microsoft with the X-Plane, and I've said this many, many times. I'll say it again. What I love almost more than just the visuals in this sim is the dynamic environment that you fly in out of the box. I have no weather add-ons. I don't have any weather plugins. I literally launch the sims to like real time and go. And the way that the weather changes, the way that the weather is injected, is it perfect? No. Do we only have like technically one type of cloud? Yes. But with that being said, the way that the visibility changes and shifts dynamically throughout the hour, throughout the minutes, is fantastic. Like, we're going to be flying into patchy fog. If it was X-Plane, you did real weather, you probably would see everything like it was clear in a million, and then at 500 feet, you wouldn't see anything. The way that Microsoft runs the real-world weather and the environment that you fly in, it is so much more realistic, and it is something about the sim that I think goes unsaid a lot when you start talking about both sims that I just love. It's awesome. So, if you remember, I've talked about it before. We were flying into Vegas, and on approach into Las Vegas, we're on a visual approach to the 19s. I can see the runway. I see a rain shaft moving across the strip. It goes across the strip. I can't see the runway, barely see the approach lights, and then it breaks out, and then it passes over the runway and we land. I mean, it's just that type of dynamic weather is phenomenal, and you can't really get that in X-Plane, even with all the add-ons, you know? So that is, oh my goodness, look at that wing view right there. I know some colleagues who are developing a very detailed version of Pasto. Ooh, V-Pilot. Well, that is something I'm very interested in, my friend. McShitty says, will you be teaching a bit more about the Black Square Dukes? Yes. Interested in learning more of how to manage controls with twin engine? Yes. Absolutely, McShiggity Pilot. You can believe it. We're going to be flying the Dukes every night this week. So even after tonight, we're going to do a late night Turbine Duke stream, and then we'll be in the Piston Duke tomorrow. And it's just, yeah, we'll be flying much more about them. If you want some basic info, I don't know if you've already checked them out, McShiggity, but I posted a link. I'll see if I can post it again. The Piston series that I did in X-Plane a couple years back, it explains a lot about the control of the propellers and everything. And I'll see if I can find the specific video so you don't have to go hunting. Yeah, I did a whole Freight Dog Piston series, and I'm pretty sure, is it pre-flight and taxi? No, let me get to the one where we do run-ups here, and then I'll even timestamp it. All right, so why are we... There we go. Man, this is what, 4 years old? All right. That's a timestamp part where we start the run up in the Piper Chieftain. Man, that cockpit looks good. We need it. Why don't we have a Navajo for Microsoft Flight Sim? Do we not? Did Coronado never bring theirs over? Man, if Black Square did a Piper Chieftain and Navajo, whew, I would love that. I want to fix your Discord server. What's wrong with it, Zippy? You can change the links, can't you? Can you give me a link? I'll put it. Why is it broken? It probably is broken, isn't it? I'm out of water. It's not good, chat. All right, we're getting ready to start down. Our initial descent will be MER, minimum flight level of 12,000 at 230 knots max. So, can I even put that in there? Fly-by-wire? Let's see. I want 230. And I want 12,000 feet max, or 12,000. It says altitude air. We'll see. Let's do a quick 3 to 1. So we're at 32 minus 12. That's 20, right? So 20 times 3, 246, 60 miles out. We should be starting down. Right now, it's got our top of descent in 40 miles, and we're 100 miles out. So that's right at 60 miles. So this TOD needle is accurate right now. So we will start down. I will scroll in here, mini FCU. I will select 12,000 feet, It will descend down on profile to cross over the VOR 12,230 knots max, and then we will set up for the RNAV 02 into Pasto. Just the whole process of getting rolls, I can automate it. Duh, Zippy, that's what we need. I need an automated bot for Discord, man. I started working on it at one point, and then I got distracted. Gotta hit the sack. Xyloboat, take it easy, man. Have I ever tried P3D? I have. I used to fly P3D. Not heavily, but I did fly. I had majority of PMDG stuff. TFDI 717. I did a little dabble in P3D. I never really streamed it, though, and I hardly flew, like, I forget. I don't even know what the version numbers are anymore, but there was like a big version change. I never really flew on that one. I flew pretty much on the old P3D, kind of when I was trying to find myself between FSX and X-Plane. And then I saw Q8 Pilot's video on X-Plane 11 or 10, or the changes, like when X-Plane 11 was just coming out. I was like, oh, I'm going to try X-Plane. I was like, oh, this is way better. And then that was it. Never looked back. Just finished reading both Duke manuals. I think I'm ready for the After Dark stream. Joe Plains Tower Ray. Heck yeah. Let's see. What time is it now? It's 6:46. We are going to be landing at 2307, which is going to be 7:07. I tell you what, I'm going to schedule it right now so then at the conclusion of the stream I can shift y'all over to it. I'm going to schedule new stream. I really hope I downloaded that thumbnail I made. Did I? Yes, I did. Oh, I got a sick thumbnail, I think. I'm going to schedule stream. And I'm going to change the thumbnail. Let me know if we hit TOD. I can't see my monitor. And Duke and Chill. Secret. How do you spell secret? S-E-C. Secret livery. Alright, that's all set up, and I will schedule you for members only. Members only. I'm going to tentatively schedule it for an 8 p.m. Eastern start. Reno to Monterey? Maybe. We'll have to see. I kind of want a... oh, why is it... oh, I wonder if it won't let me schedule it while I'm live. This is interesting. Alright, good. Now, if I go back to our current live stream, if I edit the current live stream, alright, perfect. I think now, after this stream ends, you will be redirected to the members only Duke and Chill stream around 8 Eastern. Alright, we're about ready to start down. Is that 5 prior? There, coming up on 7.5, close enough. Managed. Mach des. Sounds are coming up. Seatbelts are coming on. Have a decent announcement here pretty soon. Have you tried MKE? Spot on. Oh, Carson, I have not. There is a Milwaukee scenery, huh? I might have to look. New to Microsoft, what are the essential add-ons? Well, the Flybywire 320, because that's free. So get that, download, get that.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for our approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
Let's see. As far as airplanes are concerned, if you want a piston, get anything just flight or black square. If you want a payware Airbus, Fenix 320, definitely recommend. If you want anything old school, Just Flight. I'm not just giving you all this stuff. Basically, if it's Just Flight, Fenix, PMDG, get it. Or Black Square. Black Square, Just Flight, kind of the same thing. Yeah. As far as outside, like GSX, maybe if you are only airliners and you want pushback and stuff, get GSX. Oh, Replay. The Replay tool that I use is Flight Recorder. It's free. It's off the Flight Sim TO. Get that so you can watch your replays. Save your replays. Which, reminding me, I'm going to launch Flight Recorder right now. Thank you so much for gifting 5 members packs 217, man. Appreciate the support. Make sure, if you get a membership, make sure you say thank you to Paxman. Appreciate you, dude. And Jeremy Hunter, welcome to Private Pod. Glad to have you on board, man. What's managed? Mach Des? We are managed. Now we're Speed Des. Out of 27 for 12. Outer tank fuel transfer. Rip. About an hour left to go. And G's. Oh yeah, G's is free. What the add-on you mentioned for this 320? This is, Emmett, this is Flybywire 320. It's free. Someone have a link. Chaos, you have a link? Link it. This free 320. I am flying it right now. This airplane that I'm flying is freeware. All you got to do is download it and install it. You don't even have to do anything for install. You just click install and it will install it for you. You get all the sounds, you get all everything. Oh yeah, I gotta launch G's. That's what you were saying, weren't you? Let me launch G's. G's is up. I gotta go to this cam real quick. Let me set you to G's. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. You don't want to see that. G's. There you go. Now, G's. Now we'll have G's. Man, this is going to be perfect timing. We may only have enough time for 1 or 2 approaches before we're going to lose our light. All right, we're on descent profile. Seatbelt sign is on. This doesn't have our alternate in there, does it? Oh, it does. SKCL. Maybe it doesn't account for it. I'm trying to find Cali on the ND here. Okay, so there's Cali. It's way behind us. That's 50 behind us, so we have that in the box, roughly. 5.7 on the fuel. Right now it's got us landing with 5.3. Jeez, who planned us? 320, or no, what's his name? Wrong Side Sim? I feel like Wrong Side Sim dispatched us with min fuel here. Do you download any liveries for the E-Jets? For the E-Jets, Mick, yeah. I downloaded a few on the Flight Sim TO. I downloaded the Breeze Airways, I downloaded US Airways, and Whiskey Throttle has some phenomenal retro paints. Midwest, he's got the Republic House livery. Whiskey Throttle is like, he's going to be the official certified V1 painter. I mean, he dropped some really good liveries. He actually made a custom livery for me on the Duke, which I'm going to fly tonight. Y'all will see that. But I just follow him because he drops liveries for all kinds of stuff, and they're always super high quality. Wrong side had a divert yesterday? Uh-oh. Gotta go eat. See ya. Have a great land and smash it down. Flat spot. The 4 mains like you should. Hey, I'll leave that for you, Canadian. The great Canadian snow leopard. Piper pilot. Mr. Martini, I give fly-by-wire dudes an annual dono. They're that good. Hey, I would highly recommend doing that as well. If you are a high user of the fly-by-wire, which I think you should, if you want to fly if you want to fly 320 Neo Ops right now, this is the best option in Microsoft. I think there's like, what is it? Latin VFR might have a 320 Neo, or maybe they just have the classic. As far as 320 Neos go in Microsoft, though, the fly-by-wire is where it's at. It is payware quality, so if you enjoy it, I do recommend dropping a dono to the fly-by-wire team. It is all for free, and they're they are bringing a 380 out, which I still believe, is it still freeware? I can't believe that. The 380 looks fantastic. I'm actually kind of shocked that they're not charging people for it. Soonish to be Dash 8 pilot. Oh, very cool. Oh, hey, flight attendant's here. Excuse me. And it rains, it pours. Apparently our air conditioning unit is not working. Alright, so we gotta land this puppy, and I gotta figure this out before we start the next stream. Why would our AC unit not be working right now? You gotta be kidding me. Oh boy. Those mountains look glorious. Microsoft does the part effect so well in sunset. Yeah, I know. The sunset looks fantastic here. All right, it's go time. We're at 12,000. We're slowing to 230. Let's go ahead and get some speed brake action out. We need to get slowed up here. And I'm probably just going to select speed. And I'm going to just select 210 right now out of the gate. We're going to come straight to 210. 210. The mini FCU is selected. Speed brakes out. Overhead lights are coming up. Let's get all our external lights on. We don't have time to be looking up here. That'll help slow us down and get our Chinese speed brakes out. All right, after MER, the next one is at 10,000 feet. So we are looking good. I'll start the recording at the next waypoint. All right, so there's 230 just about. Well, then we're almost halfway through 24. I know, Kyle. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, perfect time for the AC to stop working just before closing on the house. I know, dude. 1 week. 1 week from today. Literally. We're closing next Tuesday. And guess what? We're like 2 weeks out of warranty right now, too. Because we closed a year ago. Speed alt star. We're VFE next, -10, but we're above green dot, so let's just let it sit for a minute. Our next altitude is going to be 10,000. I'm going to scroll you in. 10,000 is blue. Magic barrel ref. What, are we below it? Where's transition? 12,000. Oh, we're right at 12. Thanks, hon. All right, 10,000 feet. Let's just get down right now. Thrust throttle open, descent. Magic barrel ref key. We have 1018 in the box is set. Speed brakes out, down to 10. Here we go. What's your opinion on going to a low-cost carrier that operates 7.3s versus 320s versus going to regionals? That's just a different ball game, man. What a time to be alive. Go anywhere that's going to hire you, man. Get the job first, and then pick. You know, get the job at all of them if you can, and then make the decision, because there's too many variables if you just try to pigeonhole yourself. So go apply if you can. Apply to all of them, get the jobs at all of them, and then pick, you know, which one has the better base that you want to live at. Ideally, you find one that has a base where you live, right? Because that's going to be the biggest thing. And then, like, don't worry about equipment, man. Don't pick a place because of equipment. Pick a place because it has a base where you want to live, and they have schedules that you want to fly. And then worry about all the other stuff. But definitely apply to all of them. Because I remember guys, you know, back in my day, I mean, times were way, way different, right? But you never want to just not apply somewhere because you're like, well, I'd rather work at this other place. That other place may not hire you right away. So if you get hired by another place and then they see that you're in training or you got typed on that airplane, then the place that you want to go may give you a call, you know? Now, I know in today's world, it's pretty much if you have a pulse and a license, you can fly anywhere. But I still think the same method applies. Have I flown 12.1? I have not there, Jet Dog. I have not flown X-plane. All right, VFE next, -10, flaps 1, slats are coming out. Here we go. God, that looks so good. That looks so good. All right, so 10,000 feet. We're at 210 max. We need to be at 180 for the next one. So once we hit PS 409, we will start the recording. I can see Pasto right there. Look at that. That is cool. We don't want to land with a tailwind though, so we're going to keep going. Wow, we are going to have maybe enough time for one approach. That is wild. There's the airport on the hill by itself. Starting to get a little chop. Light chop. You can see where that patchy fog has kind of moved off a little bit. Maybe it's forming down here. There's a huge gully right here, which is so trippy when you come in on approach. Miles Johnson, try to remind me when we land, dude. Because I'm curious too, because it does feel so good on this fly-by-wire. Remind me when we land. I want to say it's linear, but I could be wrong. Back 4320, thanks for joining the channel, man. Becoming a private pilot. Glad to have you on board. All right, here we go. A couple things are going to happen. Number one, we're going to scroll in 8,000. 800. 8800 is set. And we're also going to scroll in 180 on the K-knots. And we're going to go ahead and just start down. We're going to go thrust idle, open, descent, 180 on the knots. And recording is coming on because this is going to be one hell of a full-length replay to watch. Recording is on. Airplane's coming down. Like buttons need to be smashed. Can we get 300 likes before the end of the stream? Come on now. We're going to fly Navy the sucker? Maybe. Flaps 2. I love how slow the flaps come out. Did they change that? That looks much more realistic. Oh, baby, look at that. Time for one approach and fuel for maybe 1.5. I know, Chaos, no pressure, right? We don't need no thing. We literally need to land this thing because we may not have the fuel or the time to do another one, and I got to fix the air conditioning before the members only stream. All right, 180 on the speed out star. Now 180 is max. I'm going to go ahead before we thrust up there. I'm going to catch it, throw it 160, have it keep coming back here. No need to be barreling down towards the mountain. 160 on the speed, 180 at or above, 150 max at PS 411. PS 411 is also at 8,800, so we're going to maintain this altitude. And then after we hit that final approach fix, we're basically going to FPA 3 degree or down to a minimum of 6,300 feet, which is checked in blue. So we're looking good, chat. Sounds so real, man. Yeah, you can see why, right, Chaos? There's a wee bit of terrain out here, out in these parts. Oh, look at that, the sun through the cabin. So much juice to be had. All right, and I have mini FCU, which is good.
2,500.
Tiller cam is online. I'm gonna put you in night mode, not reflect. Look at the reflection of that thing. That's so dang good, man. I love this sim. We actually got an LDEV brick. Look at that. That's new, right, Chaos? Or did they always get LDEV? All right, after 8,800, we're going down to 6,300, and we're going to do it at an FPA of 3 degrees. So I'm going to change you. Oh, does it? Oh, actually, I have mini FCU. FPA 3 degrees. Dial you in and pull. FPA 3 degrees. Let's also manage the speed. Gear down. Spoilers on. Okay, we can watch this in replay. Just fly the airplane. Oh, but it's so juicy. All right, here we go. Sounds are up. Enjoy the sound. Via Fenix, minus 10 flaps straight. And full flaps here in the turn. Via Fenix, minus 10 flaps full. Landing checklist, please. Cabin crew advised auto thrust speed. Auto brakes are off. ECAM memo is waiting on the flight attendants now. ECAM memo landing all green. Landing checklist is complete. 6,300 is our touchdown
1,000
zone. So ignore that.
1,000.
Ignore that. 6,300 feet. All right, now we're monitoring our flight path angle. I might increase this a little bit. We'll call it 3.4 now. Increase that rate of descent. Let's go straight to, let's make it 3.7. We're looking good. See, it's very, like, we have a terrain here, but it's descending away from you. Really got to be on it here. Now remember, on this RNAV, the missed approach point technically is the runway itself. So we can hit 6,300 feet a little bit early. The real airplane would probably be right on it. Since we're FPA and it down here, we might be a little early. Increase that to 4 degrees flight path angle. We're about 1,200 feet above touchdown right now. Distance to the runway, about 2.5. All right, there is 1,000 feet above touchdown. Stable. As soon as we pick up the runway here in the windscreen, which we almost are, let's go 4.2 on that FPA. I can see all white on the pappies, but we're looking good. We still have this turn here. Doing a good job in the turn, actually, for a non-RNAV capable aircraft. I can't remember which view is like my landing view. All right, missed approach altitude. I'm going to scroll you up. We're going to set 12,000. Missed approach altitude is set. Runways inside. Autopilot's off. Where's my flight director? Flight director's off. I forget where it is on my mini SCU. Flight director's off. Bird on.
1,000.
Look at that. 2 reds, 2 whites. Landing. Oh man, we are like right at the
above.
limit of doing this approach legally as far as time is concerned. 4 knots on the nose there. Looking
1,000.
good. 1,000 feet. Well, we're
Minimum.
well below that.
1,000.
Get her on center line here. A little bit swirly winds coming through the box canyon.
1,000.
Keep driving her down
400.
here. Keep driving it down.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5,
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that now.
5,
I got no reverse. I got no reverse. Manual brakes. Oh, brother. I don't know what happened with the fly-by-wire reverse bindings, but they do not work anymore for me. So weird. I even recalibrated them, Chaos. Jeez. That got this bit of spicy. Oh, there was one. Okay, that's weird. Now it's working? I don't know. Weird. Phew. I even hit F2, Joey. I hit F2. How would you like to make this 180 here if you're a passenger? How would you like to see that cliff drop off? Look at that. Now we'll go ahead and do our back taxi. Again, don't typically clean up on the runway, but a long back taxi like this with those spoilers down, flap 0. We'll leave all our lights on. Sean, I believe we took the 727 here, yes. I believe we did. I'm gonna stop the recording. Yeah, and the sun is gone, so we barely got down in time. We're like the last approach for the evening. Love it. I don't know what's going on with my reverse, man. It's only this airplane. And I even saved and applied. I redid the calibration. Taxi up this hill here a little bit. Get a little juice going. I got an air conditioner to fix. 1 a.m. here pushing through for the second stream. V2 plus 10, my man. Appreciate the support, dude. All right, here we go. Here is Alpha. Alpha. We're just going to leave all the lights on because we're going to go straight to replay mode. We're going to blind everybody on the ramp. We won't even shut down. We'll just go right to replay. I love this little scenery, though. I forget I had a payware here. This airport, man, we got to fly here again. I love flying up in here. South America's just got some cool stuff. Cool airports. Oh, you're right. I think that's what it is. It was my expedite button, thrust set. Let me see. Expedite. Yep. There. Oh, no, that's my LS button. Maybe I don't know. I thought I did. Maybe I have to. Oh, you know what it is, thrust set? I reinstalled the software. So I bet you it defaulted to LS. I'll have to look at it. Yeah, because I remember I did bind it to something funky. So I wouldn't have to do it with my hands. Glass of Woodford and a V1 stream. Life is good. Lone Star. Appreciate the support, man. I might be joining you on that Woodford tonight on our Turbine Duke stream. Oh, erp. Ooh, we got a good erp nevertheless. Brakes are set. Let's go into replay mode. Replay cam is on. Music is off. Let's wind the time back to real time to when we landed. So we landed, what, like... That's close enough. And then we'll watch short replay. Brakes are off, flaps are coming down. We pause it. Wind it forward here. Yada, yada, yada. A lot of crazy stuff going on here. Yeah, I know. They need to go back into there. Auto thrust back on. There you go. Oh, G's off. Confirm. Oh, yeah. What was our landing? 277, 1.1 G. I'll take that. That seems pretty realistic. I floated it. I double pumped the landing. That's on me. 119, 129 ground, 2 degrees left side slip. All right. Not my best. Not my worst. I'll definitely take a 1.1 G is definitely acceptable. So let's end G's, though, before it triggers again, right? So, yeah, end G's is off. Quick turn before streams. Exactly, John. Look at that, coming over the hills, though. Look at that terrain down there. Maybe we need to take the Duke. Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to take the Learjet in here. Almost a good landing, and then I floated right there. Then I said, screw it, we gots to go. Yeah, I can't even get the spoilers out or the reversers out in replay. Not bad on centerline, though. Let's see how she did here. Let's wind it back, resume. See how she looked here on touchdown. Oh yeah. Just float her out. Let me wind it back. Almost like a, I know they did work on the flare mode, right? I know they've been working on it. I know it definitely feels different. It's almost like, almost like I hit an invisible bump or something. That touchdown though, that touchdown was pretty darn smooth. Look, it really is like I hit something. Alright. Oh, yeah. Not bad, though. Not bad. Alright. Alright. It's sail time, though. No list. No list required. I'm going to put you guys right here on the approach. And you can enjoy the replay in real time. Bring the gear back up here for a second. One full replay for you guys going back into Pasto. All right. Sorry, we gotta cut these replays short. I got some stuff to take care of. Members only Duke and Chill coming up 8 p.m. Eastern. Allegedly, I might be a few minutes late. I got to diagnose this air conditioning issue now. But Chaos, thanks for staying up late with us. I appreciate all the support, guys, from the super chats to the milestone chats, gifted memberships. You all have been awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Until the next time, stay safe, stay healthy. I'm D1. Oh, little girls are here. You want to say goodnight? Say goodnight, everybody. Oh, you're not going right now? Okay. All right, I'll see you on the next one, y'all. See
1000,